All right, do you guys really want my secret to success? Um, no, you don't. But for those that do, I shall go over exactly what I did, my secrets to becoming successful at a very young age. And for those that don't watch any of my videos, number one, I have just to, tell everybody, oh, bro, why is my room so messy? What the hell? Number one, I don't come from money. I'm broke, no connections, not an influencer. What else is there? Pretty much had no advantage, okay? Went into a business industry, clothing brand, without any information. Did everything by myself. I don't have any partners. I own 100% of all of my companies. I do hire people, which is different, but nobody has helped me get to this position. And I did everything by myself in a span of 2 years. Um, for the first year, I hit six figures at 19, $500,000 at 20, and seven figures at 21. I have a Tesla, which I bought like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. A couple months ago, I bought a Corvette C8, all with my own money, pay for my own rent, my own food. I pay for literally everything that I have, that everything I own. My parents don't pay for anything. They stopped paying for everything as soon as I turned 18, pretty much. Okay. My parents are broke, do not come from a rich family, and I've managed to make decent money online really in a span of a year. But, real money, in my personal opinion, like 2 years. Okay. But, I was still making money online, within the first year. So I'll explain exactly how I did it, and some secrets, some tips, tricks that I've used. Okay. Number one, the journey in itself is very long. Okay, so obviously for me, it took 2 years, but in reality, I spent pretty much 4 years in high school trying to make money online. And I would say I was pretty unlucky in a sense where I didn't have any direction in my life. So I just spent 4 years doing so many different things in life. Okay, I did copywriting, drop shipping, whatever. So in reality, it took 5, 6 years to get to this point because I've been thinking about this shit since I was in high school. So it was a very long journey. Okay, most of you guys don't need to take that long journey because most of you guys, I feel like there's so much information now out in the internet. A lot of you guys pretty much know what you want to do. But back in my day, which is crazy to say, but like back in my high school days, making money online, shit like that was not as popular. So there isn't that many resources online. So everything was very vague. You feel me? There wasn't that many tutorials. So when I first started out in high school, I was just trying shit. You feel me? Like I couldn't even watch any tutorials. TikTok was not a thing. Like it was just a little bit more difficult, which is the reason why it took me longer. But for most of you guys probably know what you're gonna do. So first tip is know what you want to do and don't change your mind. And if you do change your mind, do it quickly. Okay. So if you know you're gonna do clothing and you love clothing, just do it 100%. Don't change anything. Don't think about drop shipping. Don't think about copywriting. Just go for 100%. And if you think that this is not right for you, number one, you're just being a bitch. It's just the work that you just have to go through. But if it is something that you don't want to do, you need to switch fast. Okay. You need to switch fast. The main reason why you need to switch fast is because you don't have enough time. Why would you waste a year on a business that you're not going to even do in the future? So for example, I made this mistake when I was a senior in high school. I did Etsy for a while. So before, like after my drop shipping, all that shit, I sold on Etsy for a while. I did that for like 8 months. Hated it, didn't like it, made no money, bad business model, no profits. There's no way for me to scale, but because of my ego, I just kept going, which I feel like is a problem actually. It's like most of you guys will not go through this because you guys are just too pussy to actually just get to that point. But some of you guys that have like a huge ego, like me, you guys just don't want to quit because you think you're gonna make it, you think you can do it by yourself or some shit like that, which maybe if I kept doing selling jewelry on Etsy, if I kept doing that, eventually 5 years later it would have worked out. But motherfucker, I'm not wasting 5 years to do some shit I don't want to do. You feel me? So I would honestly say if you're in this position in life right now where you're like choosing what to do with your life, choose something that you want to do, obviously. But once you start it and it's not really what you expected it to be and you still don't want to do it and you want to try something else, you need to switch over really quickly, because that's the only real way for you to just get success quicker, and instead of wasting more time, energy on whatever you're doing right now. So that's what I realized. So the pivotal moment for me for jewelry and moving on to clothing was I realized, like, bro, I've been doing this for 8 months. I've been working every single day for this shit, spent thousands of dollars on this business. And I was getting no results. You know what I'm trying to say? What's going on? And I'm making no profits. Each necklace was like handmade, so it took like an hour for me to make it. And I don't think I thought about like the profits as much, because, like, you know, even when I was young, like whenever I started businesses, I didn't really care about profits because I never got profits. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like, if you never get any results, you just want a couple sales, you don't care about profits. So I don't really care about profits, but looking back then, like, the profit model was terrible. I was making like 10-20 bucks per necklace, and it took me an hour to make one, which is crazy, right? So the business model in itself was trash. So I realized, like, okay, if I did this shit for 8 months and it's not working, I'm not the problem, it's the business. You feel me? So that's the main reason why I switched to clothing, especially because it's pretty linked, right? Clothing, jewelry is pretty similar. So that's the first tip, is know what you want. If you're doing something you don't like, just move as soon as possible. Number 2, this is also simple and pretty self-explanatory, which is discipline. Okay, this is discipline, making sure that you are showing up every single day. Consistency, which is very hard to do. I think this is the number one problem a lot of you guys are gonna have. The first tip, or the first problem that I just explained, not a lot of people have. Number 2, like the consistency, working every single day, showing up every single day, is the part that you don't want, like nobody wants to do. Okay, I don't want to do it, nobody wants to do it, right? Obviously in the beginning you have to just force yourself. Like, okay, so I think this is the main difference though. So the main reason why for me, I feel like it was a little bit easier for me when I first started out and I was able to work so hard, is because I was so desperate, you know? Which I feel like can be used in a very good way, but this depends on your situation, right? So if you're very comfortable in life, if you have a lot of money, if your parents are rich, you have nothing going on first, or I guess you're famous at school too, like people love you and shit like that, like you're getting respected because maybe you're, I don't know, like 6'7" or some shit, and you're black. Like people are just automatically gonna dap you up for no reason. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like if you're in a situation like that, then you're not gonna have that hunger as much, right? But if you're like this Asian guy that's kind of scrawny, you know, he's not really known, he's like doesn't have, like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna act like I got bullied or anything, but like, you know, I'm not getting like crazy respect from everybody, I don't have crazy amount of girls. You're just gonna get hungry, you're gonna get more desperate. And obviously for me, I think I'm a little bit different because I just have this like thing, like this ego that I'm just like, I need to become successful. And that was like instilled in myself. Like I told this to myself since I was a little kid. So I think because of that, I was just very hungry when I, you know, turned 18 and like graduated high school. So because of that, for me personally, I had no issue working every single day, even if it was hard. But I think a lot of people just have a very hard time just working every single day, which I get it because your habits and just you've never done that in the past, right? So even for me right now, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm way comfortable than I was, you know, when I first started out, right? I'm making more money, you know, I'm more known, I have a lot of shit going on, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't work. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I work every single day. I don't take a day off. I don't have anything called a day off. Even if I do, I always try to make it work. Okay, so like every single time I went to like a vacation spot, I always take content. Okay, even if the content isn't considered work, for me it is, because I don't want to do it. You know, I just want to enjoy it, but I can't because that's my job. So for me, because I was working my ass off since I was a freshman in high school, the whole just locking in consistency was not that big of a deal. But I think for a lot of you guys, it is a very big deal. My tip to this is just have a couple things you do every single day that are like mandatory, right? So do some things that every single day that you have to do, like whether it's like something that I'm struggling with right now is just waking up at the same time every single day, okay? Because Sometimes I might have work. Like, this is the thing, guys. Like, if I was just a fucking, like, if I was just a regular Joe Schmo that wasn't doing anything, I would just go to sleep every single day at the same time. But I have work, I have other stuff going on, so it's a little bit harder for me to just to go to the same time every single day, or go to sleep on the same time and wake up at the same time as well, because I have so much stuff going on. Like today, I woke up at like 10:30, right? I usually have a schedule that I follow, but I forgot I had a team meeting with my partners in like 30 minutes. So I got ready and I hopped on a call with my team members for like an hour. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, shit pops up when you become successful, but you know, when you're first starting out, bro, you have nothing going on anyways. So you should have a very strict schedule. Okay, that's the number one tip that I have for people that want to be consistent with business and work, is everything else should be consistent. And finally, another tip that I want to give is results is like, okay, the way you have to look at results and this business thing is like, you have to just pray. Like, this is a very bad way to put it. I'm not the best motivational speaker, I'm going to be honest. I'm just somebody that you guys can relate to, because I feel like I'm just, you know, somebody around your age that has accomplished something that isn't famous, right? I mean, I might be in the future, but right now I'm not famous, right? So I feel like there's more relatability. But I would honestly say the results is like something you cannot seek, in a sense where you shouldn't care about what happens, but you also should care. So what I mean by this is, emotionally, you should not care what the fuck happens to your business, okay? If you sell out, if you don't sell out, if you get X amount of sales, if you don't. But you should statistically and logically analyze why you're not getting any sales, right? So you can't be emotional about it, because, you know, sometimes you're doing the right stuff, but you just haven't done it enough yet. So, you know, you're just not getting results. But you also have to understand, you know, there's something wrong, right? Because if you are doing everything correctly, it's just a matter of time until you get a bunch of sales, which should take a couple months, right? So if you're working on your business for a couple months, you're still not getting any sales, and you think that you're doing everything correctly, which I promise you you're not, then that's when you have to analyze it. And every single time you do something in your business, you have to analyze what happens, right? So a great example is, recently I added like new pictures to my website, and I've been closely monitoring the sales that I'm getting from my shop, how the ads are performing, because obviously the website and the back end of the website has a direct correlation to how the ads perform. And I just kept monitoring it, even though, like, personally for me, I would just wish to keep it simple. Like, if it was just me, if I just wanted to just make the website, like, just for my opinion and what I think would convert the best, I would just make it as simple as possible, minimalistic as possible, no pictures, no nothing like that. But I'm not selling to me, I'm selling to the public, right? So I'm testing that out right now. I can't give you an answer to see if it works or not, but you know, stuff like that. You just have to like constantly analyze what you're doing with yourself, and to see what's wrong, what's not going well, how to fix XYZ, and what's going good, right? Because obviously if something's doing good, this is a very good term when it comes to just making ads, is just making a variation of a winning product or winning creative. So if you just have a winning creative that's working, what you would do is you would just make a variation of that and make a bunch of those. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, for example, if you have ads and you're running ads on like a photo shoot picture, like a professional picture, and it's doing very well, then boom, you just run more ads on that, like different variations, make more variations, keep making them, and eventually you're gonna get more winning ads. So that's a pretty good way to put it, is just analyze your business results, what's going on, analytics, and objectively see like, okay, what can I try? Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? So another good example. I'm giving too many examples, guys. I'm giving too much game. This is doing too much. I'm doing too much. I need to chill out. But for example, for my brand, right? When I first started out, when I rebranded my brand, I think I got 20K in sales for the first month. And it wasn't bad, obviously, but the problem is I spent way more money in the past buying bulk orders and stuff like that. So technically, I was losing money, even though I made 20K, which is not that bad. I was running ads weren't performing as well. I was looking like the reason why are my ads not doing well? Okay, obviously it's a rebrand, so I get it. It's a technically a brand new clothing brand, but I feel like my products are good. I feel like my price point is good. I feel like my website is good. I feel like I have a good amount of social proof. I feel like I did a decent amount of influencer marketing. What's the problem, right? So I actually talked to this about my community literally today. Like I had a call like 3 hours ago, I believe, and one of them asked me like, what happened when you rebranded your brand? And I told them, so what I did, or like how did I fix that? So because like I told them the story of me making 20K, and the next month I made 50K. So like I doubled it pretty much. So what I told them is I looked at every single metric on the reasons why my ads weren't performing, right? Website, ads, or website, like the creative. So website, oh wait, what am I saying? I'm tripping. I'm like geeking out. Website, so is my website good? Creatives, so is my creatives good? Like the videos, pictures. Product, is my product good? Price, is my price like affordable? And then social proof. Okay. So let me just go through everything, right? Number one, we have website. My website was good because before I rebranded, when I had my old brand, it was performing well. And the only thing I changed was the products. I didn't change nothing else. So I knew the website was good. Number two, social proof. I sent out to so many influencers, it's crazy. Okay, I had so many influencers taking pictures with it, making videos with it, and I posted all of that all over my Instagram. So that's not a problem. Number three, so like I guess the follower count. So I believe at that time I had like 15K or some shit like that. So that's way more than enough. So that's not a problem. Number four, it's either product. Okay, so the product is just trash, or the price. And I did a lot of research. I've done this for like a year and a half at this point. I know what a good product is. I don't know if you guys know anything about my personal brand. I preach just having a good product. I'm not saying that I'm like, I don't know, like a fashion designer who makes the best products in the whole entire world. But I personally feel like I make products that my customers do like, right? So, looking at my audience and looking at my products, I felt like my products were pretty good. You feel me? It wasn't trash. I wasn't like dropping just a blank shirt with my logo in the middle, like Nike or something like that. So I was like, okay, if that's not the case, then it's got to be price. You feel me? Like, because my price was pretty expensive, right? I was charging like $100 for a zip up, $80 for like a hoodie, like $60 for like shirts, $125 for like a jacket. And I was like, okay, let me try it. Let me switch. Let me just like make it a little bit lower. Cause I'm gonna be honest, like even if I personally don't care about the price, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like I'd rather lower my price and get way more sales instead of just being a high priced brand and get barely any sales. Because, and guess what? It was the price. The price was the problem. So what happened was I changed my price. As soon as I changed my price, next month I made 50K. So I doubled my revenue just by lowering my price a little. Right, so that's for me personally. Obviously, for you guys have different issues. Your price is probably not the issue. That's like the least of your problems. Your website, everything else is just probably dog water. But yeah, I mean, that's what I did, and that's how I switched it. So analyze your business, see what's going wrong, and fix it. Okay, and that is literally how you become successful with any business, especially clothing.